This video is brought to you by Osmocote, the planter's plant food.
Hi, my name is Amy Grisak. I'm a garden writer in Great Falls, Montana, and today I'm going to show you how to make a whole lot of plants in a relatively short amount of time by taking cuttings. Now, cuttings are very simple and they don't require much equipment at all. One of the most important things you can have is a good container. Definitely you want holes in the bottom because drainage is paramount in this endeavor. Second thing you need is a good light mix, some sort of cutting medium, potting medium. I just use the potting soil that I use for my seeds in the spring. It's a sterilized mix, it's nice and light. You see the perlite in there. You can also use a coarse sand. The one thing you don't want to use is garden soil. A lot of times it's much too heavy for this, it'll waterlog, and you typically won't have very good success. The third thing that you need, and it's a bit optional, is rooting hormone. Some people do just fine without it. I've had better success using it, so I always do use it when I take cuttings. Now, to make a cutting, very simple. First thing you do is fill up your container with the potting soil and just fill it, pretty much all the way up to the top. And then I like to water mine beforehand because I don't like to disrupt the cutting once I have it in place. So I just give it a good soaking in there. And then I simply take a cutting off of my lavender. Now, I'm doing lavender today because it's a plant that I absolutely adore, but is very difficult to grow here in Great Falls. It's slow growing during the summer and we have a lot of winter kill. So I go for quantity. If I plant 100, 10 might live. And so I have to plant a lot, so I like to do cuttings. And so once you take a 2 to 4 inch long cutting, peel off the bottom leaves, and then moisten the bottom a little bit. And not an absolute requirement, but it really helps the rooting hormone to stick. So then I just dip it in the hormone, tap off excess, poke a hole in my medium, because when I'm putting the cutting into the potting soil, I don't want to knock off the rooting hormone. So I just place it in there, smoosh that down to take away any of the air pockets, and we're ready to go. Now, the final step is to keep it moist. You don't want your cuttings to dry out. So a lot of times, depending where I keep it, I'll place a jar over the top. That works really, really well. Or you can also just take a plastic bag and just pull it over the top. Give it a nice little tent. You're basically creating a little terrarium effect, keeping that moisture in, preventing it from drying out, and within a couple of weeks you should have a viable plant. The way you're going to know is when you tug on the plant, it's going to have some resistance. It's not going to pull right out just like a stick in the mud. So once you have a little resistance, you know it's taking hold, and just baby it along a little bit for a few more weeks. Keep them out direct sunlight until they are definitely rooted, and then you can gradually move them to the outdoors. But it's a really easy way to make a whole lot of plants, really cost effective, and a whole lot of fun. So happy propagating! Thanks so much.